good evening and welcome to another of this season's open mics, which are obviously going to be online for the foreseeable future. And I am your host, Mr. Jones. It's been an interesting week. Lots of sound checks and lots of testing, and it looks like we will get these streams better and better as the weeks go by. It takes quite a lot of time, and also it takes money. And obviously we would really love it if you'd be able to support us, because it's a great way to bring people together, and I know that this will ultimately become a great show, and supporting lots of new and upcoming acts, and we need your support. You can do this by making a very small donation. You can make the donation here. We've basically got now a PayPal account. You can see it there, paypal.me/Mr. Jones Open Mic, and every penny goes straight into making more of these streams. And basically the glass, that side, that will fill as people make donations, whether it's big or small. Your donations really count and make a difference. We've basically got a target to aim to try and get up to £150, and hopefully we can do that over the course of the events we've got planned. Basically that will cover all the additional internet, which is obviously ideally suited for this kind of event, and like I say, every penny counts. So we're also looking for sponsors. If you have a business and you'd like to advertise, then please do get in touch. The rates are super cheap at the moment, starting from just £10, and our videos are viewed by over 1,000 people. And we also have some t-shirts available. You can buy one of these amazing t-shirts with free shipping in the UK, and we basically make about £2 for every t-shirt that's sold, but it's another great way for you to be able to show your support in what we're doing. There's loads of different colours on our Mr. Jones Open Mic page, a couple of designs, I suppose. And finally, we have a YouTube channel, so the more people that subscribe, the better chance we have to be able to monetize the content later on, and it costs obviously nothing to subscribe, so really it makes a big difference to us if you could do that. Thank you very much for listening to that. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, so first up is going to be an open mic favourite of ours, who is basically a young lady who's been to quite a few of our events, basically held when we were doing it in the Eagle in Arundel. And Jasmine is now ultimately known as Seago, and it's been a while since we've seen her, and we're looking forward to catching up with her and finding out more about her new music and what she has been releasing. Also, we've got Paul Huntley. Now he's new to the hometown of Arundel, and this will be his first time with us, and he'll be playing some piano for us this evening, so looking forward to joining him on the feed. And also we've got a new face. This is going to be the Wandering Man, who's otherwise known as Paul Astley. He's another new face, and basically this time coming from up north in Yorkshire. He's been writing and releasing some lovely folk music, and we'll be hearing about that a bit later on. After that, we're going to join Rob Abbott at home, and Rob Abbott's always a pleasure to speak to this man, and he's a great performer, and he's got some good new music to release, which I think is all going to be part of a brand new album, so we'll be hearing some of that hopefully later this evening as well. Following that, we've got Andy Osman. Now he's no stranger to streaming. Let's get his name up. Basically, he's often doing live events, and I know that he's been to our open mic at the Brew House Project. I'm expecting some great song choices from this man. He does a fantastic Elton John cover too, so probably look forward to seeing some of that a bit later on, no doubt. And then finally, we're going to be joined by Marcus Smith from the Fareham days. Basically, we first saw him about 7 years ago, and we've seen this man in a few guises with different support, and he's been going from strength to strength, and since then, and currently in a fantastic Portsmouth-based band known as Dead Authors. So that's the show. That's what we've got for you this evening. Plus also a lot of chat along the way, as well as lots of live tracks being played by them. So where are you guys from? Where are you watching? Do give us a comment on the feed. We'd really like to hear from you. I'd love to be able to give you a shout out. So if you've got any birthdays happening at the moment, and you'd like to maybe give us a chance to shout that out, then no problem. And also, of course, it is my drummer's birthday today, Simon Booth, so if you're watching, happy birthday, mate. I've kept it simple this week. Basically, I've got cover of an old faithful I played around with for quite a while now, and it's as much for me as it is for you. A reminder, I suppose, sometimes when you listen to the lyrics, just go out there and and get on with things and don't give up in what you're doing. So very apt, I thought, for this evening. Okay, this is Babylon by David Gray.
Friday night, I'm going nowhere. All the lights are changing green to red. Turning over TV stations, situations running through my head. Looking back through time, you know it's clear that I've been blind, I've been a fool. So open up my heart to all that jealousy, that bitterness, that ridicule. Saturday, I'm running wild, and all the lights are changing red to green. I'm moving through the crowds, I'm pushing chemicals are rushing in my bloodstream. Only wish that you were here, you know I'm seeing it so clear, I can't believe. Some of those bad mistakes I made. And if you want it, come and get it, for crying out loud. The love that I was giving you was never in doubt. Let go of your heart, let go of your lights are shining, sky is fading red to blue. Kicking through the autumn leaves and wondering where it is you might be going to. Turning back from home, you know I'm feeling so alone, I can't believe. Climbing on the stair, I turn around and see you smiling there in front of me. And if you want it, come and get it, crying out loud. The love that I was giving you was never in doubt. Let go of your heart, let go of your head. There we go. First song. Normally, I do the first song to kind of reduce other people's nerves. Maybe we've done that, maybe we've not. We're going to try and get Jasmine on in just a second. Let's have a look. Have we got any comments over there, Lindsay?
Last week.
Oh, Jane Clarity.
Great lineup there. Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much for joining us, Jane. Shani was on the show last week.
We've got 4.
Hackney. We've got 4 viewers from Hackney.
Jen T. And Brian. How about?
Brian Harbour. Hey, how you doing? Thanks very much for joining us. Make sure that you keep those comments coming for our next guest. We're going to join her onto the feed now. Let's say hello. Hey, how you doing, Jasmine?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Hopefully the stream's going to sort itself out in just a second. We've got a little bit of a delay on the video. That could be a little bit to do with the overlay that I've got on there. So I'm going to quickly take that off, see if that helps. So thanks very much for joining us tonight. You're our first guest this evening.
Yep.
I know that it's been a little while since we last saw you.
Yeah. What, I think maybe 3 years, possibly.
Well, the first time...
Something like that.
First time I think we saw you must have been about 4 years ago when you first came to the open mic. I think we've got a little picture here, Lou. Oh, look at that. So that was one of the first pictures of you I think that we took, which was about 4 years ago at the Eagle.
Yeah.
And obviously now, look at you. You've obviously grown up a little bit more. What is it you do generally when you're not playing music?
So I'm a student, so I'm actually studying songwriting in London, and then summertime I do a lot of teaching of surfing and stuff like that. So
yeah, I've seen that you spend quite a bit of time in the water.
yeah, a fair amount of time. I'd say it's probably 50-50 between songwriting and surfing.
So you're obviously quite active as well, which is cool. When I was speaking to you before earlier in the week, we found out that you had released a song. And from what I can tell, that song was released in December. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so when I was still at school, I had a band, and I wrote that song for the band probably similar time to when I was doing the open mic, so 3 or 4 years ago now. Mm-hmm. And we tried to record it probably about 3 times, and it just never worked out. So I set about recording it by myself last Christmas, and then finally got a friend to master it and released it in December.
So yeah, Christmas Day you released this to the world.
Yeah. It was a bit of a Christmas present to my school friends who had been nagging me for approximately 3 years to release it, so I thought it'd be a bit of a joke to do that.
Well, I'm obviously going to play this for everyone to listen to. This is a great track, and I don't know if we get you to maybe play a song for us first. The only time I'd have really heard you play was acoustic guitar, and I know that a lot of the music that you've been writing is actually much more of a bigger image and production value with a full band behind you. That's generally, I think, the sort of music that you prefer to do. So it'll be quite a contrast. So I'm interested to be able to show that track after we hear what effectively is what everybody knows you for, who's ever been to the open mic before. Yeah. So what have you got to play for us first?
So the first song I'm going to play is called Man on the Moon, and it's kind of about how when you know, when things don't work out effectively, it's sort of about unrequited love, and timing is just not being right, and kind of closure and reaching that closure you get to for that kind of situation.
Okay, well look, I'm going to hand the stream over to yourself, and we'll hear this first track.
Seen you real mad, even when Will took your board out without asking first. You know I can't get enough of being on my own, but God, don't you know I'm so done with feeling lonely. We took the bus down the coast to get to some girl's party you used to go to school with, and it's her birthday, but nobody gives a shit. They're too busy trying to find somebody to impress, except for I know it's just not possible. My old friends, they put me to shame with a bright red angry A on my chest, because I've been around trying to rub you out of my skin. Everyone says that it won't last, but I feel like I'm numbed in the mouth. And the dentist is waiting to pull all my teeth out. I can't even taste my own tongue anymore. And I know it's just not possible. If I could walk across the water to you, I wouldn't. I know you said it's sunset is so stupid, so why don't we do anything about it? In my dreams, the man on the moon says, darling, it's not you, it's out of your control. But what does he know? He's never seen anything besides through his telescope. I got mad when I saw that ad saying everyone can still be saved. I'm forsaken, but I'm still smiling as I'm taken away to the back of your mind. I'll be fine, I will be alright. It's just another bruise, it'll fade in a few days' time.
Excellent, thank you. That was brilliant. It's a really nice track. And this is going to be a great example of what I was talking about when I said that, you know, we kind of know you for the acoustic songs that you play, and they're beautiful songs, and it's great to see young songwriters. And then we obviously talk about your track that you released in Christmas, which is called Blue, right? So for anybody that has not heard this, you can find it on Spotify, so you'll be able to listen to that obviously anytime now, so make sure you check it out after this video. But I basically put this to a little bit of footage, which I did use last week of some cars and whatnot. You'll see what I've done. So this is Zago Blue, so check it out.
Your name tattooed on the small of my back. In the moment, it's in black.
Bravo, superb, well done. Let me just turn that down. So you know, how long did that take to record? That's a great production.
A fair amount of time. I had a sort of couple stabs at it, and then it ended up actually being part of a university assessment, which is sort of what really kicked me into gear to finish
Nothing
it
like
off.
a deadline to get you kick started.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was hard initially because obviously I had written it myself, but I had played it with a band with 3 other members who had kind of put their own feel on parts. So I didn't then have them because we'd literally gone to sort of 4 corners of the globe, in the sense that one is in Russia, one's in Australia, and one's in America, and then obviously me. So that wasn't going to be possible to get them to come back in and play their parts. So I kind of had to do a lot of listening to old recordings of live shows that we'd done together to try and figure out what they were actually playing, which took a fair amount of time.
It was like, you know, dissecting the whole thing and then reproducing what you're having.
Yeah, fully.
Well, I think it's great, and I guess already now we've given people the chance to kind of see the sort of stuff that you can produce with a full recording suite. And obviously now we're going to play a little bit more of music live, and this will be obviously some acoustic stuff again. So over to you once again. So what are you going to play for us next?
Cool. So the next one is, doesn't fully have a title yet. It's still kind of a work in progress. But the rough title I've given it is Your Person. And it's sort of it's a love song, effectively, but framed a little bit differently. So, yeah.
Ask me how I like my ex, done for breakfast, sunny side up, and then I tell you about how I never cried when she died. You say that's okay. Grief sometimes winds its way into your spine instead. Fuck your mom, I know that's not my place, and you're dealing with it at your own pace. But God, I wish she knew how a sun grew up. As the boy that reads your favorite book, 'cause he wants to understand your tattoos. How do I forgive myself for all the things I never did? Procrastinating till the sky and the ground feel like they're simultaneous. I'm existing in the space between inhale and exhaling.
That was lovely, fantastic. Well done, that's so nice. I'm going to get you to play one more song for us tonight, if that's
Cool.
all right. And thanks again for joining us this evening. It's wonderful to hear you play, and great to sort of see how you've grown as a performer. So over to you for the last song.
Great. So the last song I'm going to play is called Jellyfish, and I wrote this summer, kind of coming out of the first lockdown and just feeling a bit frustrated with things. And it's kind of about, I guess, pushing through and making the most of who you are as a person. So yeah, Jellyfish.
I was 8, I got stung by a Portuguese man of war in France. It hurt for hours and hours, and I didn't get in the water for 4 days straight afterwards. But now I'm 6 months away from turning 20. I want a tattoo of a jellyfish on my arm, and I don't know if that's ironic or part of growing up. Sometimes I think I'm happy in a big city, at university with the people and the music scene. Other days I want to run away to an ocean I've never seen before, where nobody knows my name. I'm still figuring out what the hell I plan to do with my life. It's terrifying, and it could stop at any time. I want to make it mean something for somebody or something. But it's hard, you don't really know who you are, and everything just keeps piling up and up. I'm trying to rent a flat, and I made mine time tonight. I am lonely, 'cause 60 to 80% of the time I don't wanna prove anybody right about me. Fuck 'em, I'm still breathing, nice and slowly. I can still feel sad from time to time, but towards I'm learning to accept that side of me. Pick myself off the bathroom floor, it's all down there, and crying never got me anywhere. I've torn myself apart over guys who didn't want me back. Mates who left 'cause I wasn't good enough, but I'm an albatross like that David Attenborough documentary where it flies across the sea. But it's hard, you don't really know who you together surfing before I started work. And the peace in the sky were more than enough to be thankful for being alive.
Yeah, that was lovely, and I know that the video feed might be a bit mixed because obviously there is a lot going on at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately the sound was fantastic, and I hope everybody enjoyed the performance. We've got lots of people commented and stuff, so I shall do some shout outs in a second. But thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for
Hopefully
having
we'll get to
me.
see you again soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Enjoy the rest of
Thank
the
you.
show. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Jasmine Seeger,
Bye-bye.
obviously known as Seago. Let's have a little look, see who's online. So I can see we've got Marcus Smith online. He's going to be obviously playing later on this evening. Tracy Marsh, hey, how you doing? Thanks very much for joining us. And Steve from Gosport. We've got Zach, Ruth Loudon, Nada, did I even pronounce that right? And I see Brian, you're still online. Thank you very much for everyone that's watching. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We're going to obviously try and get our next act up on the session in just a second. That is Paul Hunter. He is from Arundel, and he's going to be playing some piano music for us. See if we can get him on the stream. How you doing, Paul? You all right?
Yeah, there was a delay there. I was just happily watching along. I was like, oh, I'm on the screen.
Yeah, it's a bit
Yeah,
like
that was great. That was lovely to listen to.
Yeah, she
Really
is
enjoyed
great,
that.
and it's really nice to be able to sort of connect with so many different musicians. And tonight's definitely going to be a show sort of catching up with some of those people that have been to some of our events when we actually held them in venues. Remember that?
Oh. No, I don't know if I do.
Now, this is your first time on the open mic, so thank you. Thanks for joining us. Well, appreciate you coming on and doing this for us this evening. Obviously,
Yeah,
you're
thanks for having me. It's great.
I was going to say that you're relatively new to my hometown of Arundel, but I say that, I mean, you've been here, what, 6 months now?
Well, I moved here late July.
Uh-huh.
In fact, it was kind of lockdown that made me realise I could move. Because, I've been a piano teacher for a number of years, and lockdown, everyone went online, and I could do my lessons remotely. So I purchased loads of equipment and then realised I could move to the place that I pretty much come to every weekend anyway. And so, yeah, here I am.
Just
Haven't really been able to meet anyone. I mean, I was going to pop down to the Brewhouse project where you were, because I think you were doing an open mic night, weren't you, in sort of August?
That's right. Well, I think, it must have been. Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, when we were allowed. But I couldn't make it before the next lockdown.
Ultimately, I think mindful that we'll ultimately get back in there soon. So you're obviously going to play some piano for us this evening, that's clear. So in a minute we'll hand over for you to play a few pieces to us. You've been playing some live performances already before, have you?
Yeah, well, I did some for the piano school, which I run in Brighton. When the sort of first lockdown happened, I started doing weekly performances. And then slowly run out of repertoire after a couple of months. And I realised, wait there a second, I'm spending all week learning like 20 songs. But yeah, I've done a lot. And before all of this happened, weddings, corporate events, pubs and stuff. So I mean, one of the things that'd be so cool to do would be if and when we're allowed to go to pubs in Arundel and so on, just to play the piano. You know, I've got a digital piano just behind the screen I could bring. Yeah, that type of thing, really.
Your digital piano has actually been through a lot, hasn't it? I understand you nearly... So yeah, I'll tell it for all the people listening. So I actually had 3 gigs in December, which came as a bit of a surprise. So the last time I played before that was on the 17th of March to this Probus lunch group, and they were all in their sort of 70s and 80s, and I was thinking, I don't know whether I should be here, early COVID days. But I got some 3 Christmas gigs. The first 2 went really well. And the last one, I almost crashed on the way there. A car turned in towards me, I had to go over to the other side of the road, then back. Then it started really tipping it down with rain. Had my digital piano outside with a permanent marquee, and it was so heavy, the torrential downpour, it came through onto the keyboard, which was plugged in and on. Yeah, and that's just like,
It's an expensive piece of kit.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I just grabbed it, picked it up, took all the cables out. Was like, no, go inside. It was quite funny.
Well,
looking back, it was funny.
Yeah, I guess looking back, maybe you can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
But I bet at the time your heart was in your chest. Your heart was in your throat.
It was horrible.
But yeah, I think everybody's probably got some disaster gig stories in their time. But that sounds like a bit of a killer. Well, listen, mate, it's going to be great to hear you play. I'm going to hand the stream over to you for 3 tracks if you want to take the feed. Yeah. And over to you. So this is Dan Hunter.
Well, hello, guys. I'm going to play 3 songs. The first is Gold Spandau Ballet, which is just such a cool song. I really like the minor 9s. Lovely kind of sound. Anyway. Next is a piece of Chopin. So a little bit of a contrast. Still the same instrument. Chopin, it's a waltz in C sharp minor. So that's the waltz. Fantastic waltz, actually. There's a point in that. I've yet to sort of incorporate it, but Rachmaninoff made a recording of this, and you've got this awesome la da 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 da, and then this little line here. You see that? You kind of accent it with the thumb. So sort of working that little bit there. Okay, cool.
Your
Yeah,
fingers
well,
are so quick on that piano. You're a very skilled
Yeah.
piano player. Fantastic. Really enjoying this. We've got time for one more too, which is good. So, what have you got for us?
nice one. Cool. Yeah. Well, this song. It's just an amazing song. Reminds me of when we'd all go down the beach, go down to the pub, get very drunk, and then start singing it. So that's probably a big clue. So here we go.
Super! Wow,
It's
what
a
way
great
to
song, isn't it?
finish. What a way to finish!
Yeah,
That was
yeah. It's
superb.
normally the last of the set.
I'm just looking through the comments here from people. Thanks everyone that's watching at the moment. This is Mr. Jones Open Mic. We've got lots of acts for you to enjoy this evening. We are watching at the moment Paul Hunter. And at the moment, yeah, I could look on here. We've got different people watching. Mike, if you're still watching, Hardcore, thank you very much for watching. Lauren Purser, if you're still watching. Thanks for the feedback, John. Appreciate that. Also, we've got Helen, his wife, I believe, and then Michelle Christian. We've got loads of people watching you. Donny Hicks, Jane Clarity obviously loved the waltz. I mean, we had gold, we had the waltz at the beginning, in the middle, which was a real showcase of some of the skills that you've got. And what a way to finish with Bohemian Rhapsody. Chris Shepherd, thanks very much for your comment. Oh, lovely piano playing. Obviously caught him by surprise. I believe he plays a bit of piano, so he definitely appreciated that. So lots of
nice.
love there. Jane Sainsbury, he said brilliant. Stephen Loudon, round of applause. So yeah, wonderful comments. Thanks very much for all of your comments.
Oh, that's
Keep them
very
coming.
kind. Thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it.
No, we loved it, mate. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. What a great performer. What a fantastic guy. And obviously, hopefully, we'll get into some actual venue soon and be able to do some jamming and stuff. But you can imagine if that was played in a live venue, everybody would have been singing along and going nuts. So, like you said, perfect song to sort of play in a crowd of people. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad at all. Yourself?
Yeah, you enjoying the show?
Yeah, brilliant. Couple of fantastic acts already, yeah.
Well, obviously, you're a new face to the open mic. I was just saying there to the other Paul, you're all the way from Yorkshire, Ripon, isn't it?
Yes, Ripon in North Yorkshire. Yeah. Been
Streaming.
here for about a year now. In Ripon anyway. Been in North Yorkshire for about 4 or 5 years or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there are some links to this area because I mean, I did ask you whereabouts you'd heard from us, and obviously you'd caught us on one of the Facebook pages that we linked to, which I think was an open mic directory, and that seems to have been set up over the sort of Hampshire way. But you used to live in Gosport, is that right?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Gosport. I was born in Portsmouth. I think it's St Mary's Hospital. Lived in Gosport till about I was about six. Yeah. Then moved to the South Shields in the northeast, and then eventually made my way down to North Yorkshire. Now I'm in Ripon. Well,
I know that Lindsay's from Gosport, and I imagine there'll be quite a few people that'll be joining us tonight that sort of live over that way as well. So obviously we're going to hear some live music from you. I have got a little video actually that I saw you perform, and obviously people will be able to check some of this stuff out. It's a little bit of what to expect in just a second. This will give you time to grab your guitar.
I know where I have gone into the light of the storm. Oh, in the night, I know where I have been to the light in between. Please be good to me and we'll be forever home.
Here we are, joining him back live. Obviously getting ready. Okay, well, this is going to be over to you, mate. Let's hear some music, live music, then from Paul Astley.
Yeah, so this is a song called "The Man from Earth." I wrote this with the idea that basically being the last man on Earth is what is in the tin, you know, and you know, could you find that one person to share the rest of your life with, being alone still after such a, you know, a global event? But yeah, here we go. When the lights go out, I will be around, just waiting for the world to begin. When there's no one left, I'll be on the edge, just waiting for the light to come in. When the ice and snow all begin to flow, who will be there to pull you in? When the oceans rise to the earth's demise, will you find shelter from the wind? We're standing at the end, or so it seems, into a darkened dream. When the skies go dark and the heavens part, rains from the ashes will come down. In the blackened mist there's a deadly bliss, one that will never make a sound. We're standing at the end, or so it seems, into a darkened dream. In the final days, when it comes our way, will we be forsaken into hell? As the judgment sits, we will not exist, but listen as the devil rings the bell. We're standing at the end, or so it seems, into a darkened dream. Standing at the end, or so it seems, into a darkened dream. This next song is called The Message Lost. There's a lot of bad and terrible things happening in the world all the time, and a lot of good, but sometimes people do lose their way, and it's just sort of trying to encapsulate that sort of that notion into a song. So yeah, A Message Lost. Just like a string that's cut, the wings of a bird are plucked in flight. Just like the sound that soars and drowns the valley moors in might. Just like the color and creed of another human deed in sight. Just like the falling man whose calling hands are bound by white. It's a message lost in the night. Just as the silence starts, the violence of their hearts begin. Just like the cruel, the crass, the fools, the dolts amass within. Just like the youth that learns the truth that always burns with sin. Just as the judge, he bears so much he never cares to win. It's a message lost in the wind. Just like a bush in doom, its lush and lonely bloom will show. Just like the oak of a tree, its smoke from fire we will grow. Just like a soldier calm but cold, a call to arms with foe. Just like a night demands the right for all a man to know. It's a message lost long ago. Just like the old man thinks in cold of fallen brinks of prime. Just like the mother of three, another dying tree to climb. Just like the face of a man whose race feeds the hand of crime. Just like a slave who fells in grave but hears the bells that chime. It's a message lost throughout time. Just like the friend who falls, pretends, deceives the cause that bind. Just like the priest who prays and feasts, damned he lays divined. Just like the king who wears the ring but bears the unaligned. Just like the cause demands no flaws but leaves a man behind. It's a message lost to mankind. Thanks very much. Just gonna change harmonicas. Sorry about that. So yeah, this next song, or last song, it's called "Are You Ready for Tonight?" and it's about just overcoming your struggles that you sort of face in life and coming out on top, I suppose. So. So yeah, thanks very much for listening all, and thank you Marcus and Lindsay for having me tonight. Yeah, it's been great, and I look forward to the rest of the night for music. Cheers. Here's Are You Ready for Tonight? See the lights, hear them sounds, those city nights, they're all around, don't deny. Are you ready for tonight? Hear the crowd sing your name, oh so loud, bring the game, don't deny. Are you ready for tonight? And the bells keep ringing all around, but you'll never bring me down. On the road, night and day, lo and behold, a final say, don't deny. Are you ready for tonight? Will of life, a ring of fire, a bout of strife, a strong desire, don't deny. Are you ready for tonight? And the bells keep ringing all around, but you'll never bring me down. Sweat and guts, blood and bone, all too much, all alone, don't deny. Are you ready for tonight? Arm in arm, hand in hand, life's a charm, an honest man, don't deny. Are you ready for tonight? And the bells keep ringing all around, but you'll never bring me down. Can you hear the primal fear drifting through your veins? A sound surreal, a dead appeal, crying out in pain. Standing tall, the fight for pride, take every hit, down to life or on your knees. And the bells keep ringing all around, but you'll never bring me down. The bells keep ringing all around in this final round. You'll never bring me down. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a fantastic performance there from Paul Astley. I can see that everybody's been enjoying that as well. I can see some of you have been commenting. Donna Hicks, if you're still watching, just got the comment mint. And Andy Osman, who's going to be up in a second, he's enjoying the performance. And Pip Hardy, thanks very much for your watching. It seems that obviously you're relatively new to all of this, and I really can't wait to see you again in the future. I think anybody that's watching can obviously see more of your work on YouTube and on your Facebook page. You're going to be looking for The Wandering Man, and hopefully we get the chance to see you sometime when you're visiting family in the future. Maybe even cross paths at Wickham, because I know you've been there too.
I've been writing songs for years, but it's only been this past year where I've slowly took the social media. It's going to be a more consistent thing from now on. More live videos. That's sort of the thing around The Wandering Man. But yeah, check me out on YouTube, Facebook, and I'll definitely come and perform when I come down to Hampshire again. Can't wait.
Yeah. You should hook us. We should hook up, definitely. Let me know when you're down. Maybe we've got an event happening relatively around the time that you're down, and maybe we'll be able to get to meet each other and see you perform live. Very much the sound of Bob Dylan coming through with the harmonica as well as the acoustic playing. But thankfully, you don't have his voice. It's one of the things that I think is
it's all about the message. It's all about the message.
Well, thanks again for joining us. I'm sure everybody enjoyed that at home. We're going to be joined very shortly by our next guest, but for now, thank you very much to you, Paul.
Cheers, Marcus. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Enjoy that drink. I've been looking at it. Well, that was great. Really nice performance. We're going to be joined very shortly by Rob. And anybody that's watching at home, obviously we are trying to do more of these streams, and it gives you a chance possibly to help us out as well. So if you have enjoyed this evening and you'd like to buy us a drink, then you have the chance to do that. Oh, that's that side. Actually, what should happen is if you do make a donation, that glass should fill up. So if you buy us a drink, that will all go back into the open mic streams. We'd very much appreciate it if you could help us. Can you hear us?
I can, yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, there's definitely a bit of internet.
Got a 5 second delay going on.
Well, Rob, obviously it's going to be very difficult for me to say much more, but thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, with there being a bit of difficulty on the stream, I don't want people to be too hung up on the sound sort of reverberating back through. But certainly you're a much loved performer, one half of the Songbox band, so a bit of a shout out, I think, probably due to Phil McNamara.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I can see here.
I might just take my headphones off and go for it.
Yeah, go for it. 3 tracks from you, my friend. All go over to Rob Abbott.
I'm going to start with a song called Claudette. Turn my microphone down. My headphones down, rather. Well, now if you should lose your mind, go hell-bound on leaving this world behind. You know that it ain't right. Well, you know you've got to keep it hidden out of sight. Surely you'd have to agree that there's nothing worth telling about you and me. Well, you know I've every faith in you, but you don't have to do what you don't want to. There's too much at stake if you do. Too many lives at risk, all depending on you. So better get a grip on yourself. You know that nothing's gonna matter, but I'm worried that we're not done yet. So Claudette, let's keep the forces at bay. They're tightening the net. And Claudette, when they ask you, you say that we never met. Well, now what once was a situation turned the party guilty by association, and I know you don't approve. Lordy, Miss Claudie, we've got everything to lose, and Claudette, the power's in your head. You may betray more than you're ever gonna understand. So Claudette, let's keep the forces at bay. They're tightening the net. And Claudette, well, they ask you, you say that we never met. When they ask you, you say that we never met. Whoa, whoa, Claudette. Oh, thank you very much. I better just crack straight on. This next one's called Walking Underwater, and maybe it's apt that I can't hear you guys. I hope you can hear me. Defending our school. It's like I'm walking underwater when I'm talking to you. I've got so much to say, but none of it gets through. I see your lips are moving, and what is said I've got no clue. It's like walking underwater when I'm talking to you. It's like I'm walking underwater when I'm talking to you. Oh, nothing much has changed, only everything is new. Excuse me if I don't reply from the depths beneath the blue. It's just I'm walking underwater when I'm talking to you. Walking underwater, let my mind go running free. Underwater, I've got nobody here bothering me. Underwater, same is true. I could see it's like you're walking underwater when you're talking to me. It's like I'm walking underwater when I'm talking to you. Cause some of it you don't want to hear, some of it you do. But when you say you don't have time for me like I do for you, it's like walking underwater when I'm talking to you. Thanks very much. Oh, well, I know that these songs I'm doing now, I managed to record them during these lockdown periods. I've never been able to do that before, and it was partly probably because of not having to, I sort of forced in time off work. And I didn't record during the day, just managed to get a setup working, and we could set it up in about 15 minutes and just did 2 hours every night and just put down as much as I could. And I've just about got an album's worth, well I easily have now. And I'm just at the process of sort of figuring out what to do with it and quite how to release it. But I'm really chuffed with it, and it's really just acoustic sounding. And Phil, who's also in the Songbox band, emailed all his bass parts in and his harmony vocals, and it's worked really well. It's much better than I ever would have hoped, actually. Anyway, going to finish with the song called In the Briny. So thanks very much for having me. Sorry I can't really chat to you directly. Hope this is okay. And well, hopefully see you soon in the flesh properly. In the Briny. Under a wave, this life's got shorter by the water. Where's the sand? Yes, the pressure to the land. Here I am, man, I'm breathing in the briny. You're so close, I could almost touch your hand. So what do you say we don't take that boat out on the water? What do you say we don't take the skiff out on the sea? What do you say we don't take that boat out on the water? What do you want from me? I'm only making time for later. Was just wondering what's for tea. Gonna pass on that hot potato. So see you later, Mr. Maker. Tell me what you want from me. Here I stand, oh, my feet are sinking down into the slimy. I'm just so glad I've not been given to the sea. Here I am, bathed in holy water. Here I am, still unwilling to believe. But what do you say we don't take that boat out on the water? What do you say we don't take the skiff out on the sea? What do you say we don't take that boat out on the water? What do you want from me? I'm only here to swallow my pride, taking my troubles down to the keep, float them up and away on the high tide, Mr. Sky High, you own your big pie. Tell me, what do you want from me? What do you say we don't take that boat out on the water? What do you say we don't take the skiff out on the sea? What do you say we don't take that boat out on the water? What do you want from me? 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 Thanks very much.
Realised that I did a really successful job of muting, so I didn't interrupt your performance and didn't do such a good job about unmuting myself. I've just given a few shout outs to everybody who's watching. Thanks for watching. Thank you to this man, Rob Abbott. Fantastic new music. Really appreciated that. And now we're going to be joined by our next act. Rob, I'll have a chat with you afterwards once this is all finished, but it sounded great. Thank you. Okay, so let's see if we can get Andy Osman on. He's our next guest. Thank you. Andy, how are you? Andy, how are you?
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
I can indeed.
Right, this first song is a cover. Marcus commented once about you had me sing an Elton John song, so I thought, well, I better sing that for him. So this one's Rocket Man by Elton John. She packed my bags last night, be flying 0 hour 90 AM. Gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, miss my wife. Slowly out in space, for such a timeless flight. It's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find not the manly thing I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, burning on his streets up here alone. It's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find not the manly thing I am at home. Oh no, no, no. See, I'm a rocket man, burning on his feet up here alone. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. Fact is cold as hell. There's no one there to raise you if you dare. And all this science I don't understand. It's just my job 5 days a week. The rocket man, the rocket man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find not the manly thing I am at home. Oh no, no, no. See, I'm a rocket man, burning out its fields up here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find not the manly thing I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out his fields up here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Said I think it's gonna be a long, long time. See, I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a long, long time. There we go, Rocket Man. Hope you enjoyed that. Some of you may know I do like a lot of covers these days, but previously, years ago, I used to play my own band, do my own thing. I'm going to play you a song now that was written as a heavy rock song back in probably 11, 12 years ago with the band I was with called Lax. You can find their stuff on Spotify. This is called Bullet in My Heart, but recently I've re-recorded it in a totally different way, a bit more chilled out, a bit more laid back with the help of Mayfield Studios. This one's called Bullet in My Heart. There's a bullet in my heart, cursed deep and I'm bleeding. It takes more than love, love's more than what I need. But all I wanted to know is why. So help me out, come tell me. Help me out, I need to know. Was it that you thought I was losing? Overthinking made everything so wrong. But all I wanted to know was why. Kill my passions, protect the one that you love the most. All I wanted There's a bullet in my heart that stops me from bleeding. It takes more than love, love's more than what I need. There's a bullet in my heart that stops me from bleeding. It takes more than love, it takes more than what I need. There's a bullet in my heart that stops me from bleeding. Stops me from bleeding. You can also download that from iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, any good streaming site that's going to rip the musician off and keep the managers loaded. Anyway, enough about my rantings about about music management. Got to love them really, because if it wasn't for them, there'd be no one doing music admin and no one would be doing anything. So anyway, this next song is before lockdown started, I was just getting prepared to put together a tribute show to Elton John, Billy Joel, and Queen, and then did all of the practice rehearsals, all that sort of stuff. Recorded some demos, but then lockdown hit and I went to the Swanee. So hopefully, when lockdown kicks off again, we're released from it again, then maybe I can get that act up together and hopefully you'll see me around. So yeah, this is a song by Billy Joel, part of that. I'm going to lose the guitar now, bear with me a second. This one's called My Life. Got a call from an old friend, we used to be real close. Said he couldn't go on the American way. Closed the shop, sold the house, bought a ticket to the West Coast. Now he gives them a stand-up routine in LA. I don't need you to worry for me, 'cause I'm alright. I want you to tell me it's time to come home. I don't care what you say anymore, this is my life. Go ahead with your own life, leave me alone. I never said you had to offer me a second chance. I never said I was a victim of circumstance. I still belong, don't get me wrong. And you can speak your mind, but not on my time. They will tell you you can't sleep alone in a strange place. Then they'll tell you you can't sleep with somebody else. Oh, but sooner or later you sleep in your own space. Either way you wake up with somebody else. I don't need you to worry for me, 'cause I'm alright. I don't want you to tell me it's time to come home. I don't care what you say anymore, this is my life. Go ahead with your own life, leave me alone. I never said you had to offer me a second chance. I never said I was a victim of circumstance. I still belong, don't get me wrong. And you can speak your mind, but not on my time. I don't care what you say it to yourself, it's my life. Keep it to yourself, it's my life. There you go, ladies and gents. A little bit of everything, almost everything I do, but it's been a pleasure playing for you all. Sorry I can't have a quick chat with Marcus. For some reason the tech's not...
Oh, what a shame we can't hear each other. That's a shame, isn't it? But he did a really good job. Well done, mate. I'll give him a thumbs up. Yeah. So that was Andy Osmond there. What a great performance. I mean, he's definitely covered some amazing tracks there for us, which I think was very entertaining. And you can see he's no stranger to streaming. What a great setup he's got. It seems that some of the best venues are in people's bedrooms at the moment. Now we're going to be joined now by our next act, Marcus. I believe he's going to be joining us in just a second. And he's going to be the finale of this evening. A fantastic performer. First saw him about 7 years ago, and we shared performances with different musicians in the past. Originally in a duo called Gark and the Marvins, and then that changed to Avalanche, and then I think he did Flying Machines, among others. Well, I guess what I'll do, whilst we're going to wait for him to join, I'm going to play you a little bit of the Gark and the Marvins. But he writes a lot of his own music, of course. And the thing is with this track, I think this was, let's say, 7 years ago. It was recorded on an iPhone, and it's going to be very different from the sort of stuff you're going to hear in the new band, which is Dead Authors. So I'll play this whilst we're getting him online. And then we'll join him up for some live performances and find out a little bit more about Dead Authors. One sec, let's get this on.
That night
was a long time ago, 7 years ago. And as I say, it was filmed in a pub. You could hear pool tables being played on in the background. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, hey, Marcus. All right?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just explaining a little bit about that video. So it was taken a long time ago, and obviously the evolution of Marcus Smith. No, I mean, I think the thing is, obviously at the beginning there, I was explaining that when we first met, you were in that duo, which was Gark and the Marvins. Then it was Avalanche, and then I think you did other projects like Flying Machines, etc. So there's been many guises of Marcus Smith. And obviously at the moment, you're in a fantastic band, Portsmouth-based band, Dead Authors, which we'll obviously talk about in a second. But I get the feeling, even back then, you had like a dream of what you wanted to achieve, and obviously you've been sticking at it. And obviously we get to what we know today, and it's a great new sound, and the tracks are great. And obviously we'll probably hear some live performances too in a second. So obviously, I've noticed you're in a 4-piece band.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a 4-piece band. It evolved over the years, many incarnations of it. Yeah, 4 members as well. There's 5 members. One of us has taken a break, but yeah, that's where we're at today. Full electric band, compared to the old acoustic days.
Yeah, exactly. And we're obviously going to hear some acoustic music from you as well. We've obviously got some good similar tastes of music from what what I've gathered in the past. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to play a little bit of Dead Authors now, because I say it's quite a contrast to what we just saw as well. This is the track Honesty.
Consciousness unhappily rectify mistakes here faithfully. Blame the confidence departing me. Would you believe me if I said I was alright? Couldn't believe me on the heavy-hearted night. The reason escapes me, conflicted and afraid. I wanted to tell you. In truth, I find it all too much to take. And maybe that what's unclear is fading, and all I hear is raging from ear to ear, and saying to realign my way and say what I mean only if how I feel is dependable, amendable. Would you believe me if I said I was alright? Couldn't believe me on the heavy-hearted night. The
I did say that it was going to be
Hey.
a little bit different from the original
Hey, there it is,
video
yeah.
that we played.
Uh-huh.
And it's a quality performance. I love the energy in that video too, man. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, our guitarist Ben put that together. That song. It's kind of his pop punk anthem.
Yeah, because I mean,
That's him. That's his roots.
I can see there's various different influences now with the music in that band. Where do you get inspired? I mean, who inspires you?
Self-loathing, anxiety, stuff like that. No, there's a variety of artists. Just the want to communicate, feelings, things that I want to say, music that I listen to, things like that. There's so much that pours into it. So it's hard to say, I guess. But easy to say at the same time.
Hard to put into one sentence by the sounds of things. And
sure.
and like you say, when songwriting, and you are a great songwriter from what I've seen and heard, but I think it can be very personal, and I guess sometimes you have to be in that sort of position to be able to get the inspiration to then write something, and then some of your best work can come from heartache and pain, and like you said, self-loathing. So I mean, you've obviously got musical influences as well, music that you like. And it's interesting you mentioned Ben. Ben Corner, isn't it? I believe. And he.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he came to our open mic a few times when we were back in the Fairham. He's now got a beard, of course, judging by the video.
That's the mightiest of beards.
They seem to be growing in popularity. Mine looks a bit more like an alcoholic.
It's good,
sure
man. It's very Charles Bukowski.
It's trying. I don't like it too long, actually. It gets proper tickly underneath. Well, listen, I mean, you've obviously got the guitar in hand, and if I jump off the screen, I'm sure the video will catch up a little bit, because there is a little bit of a delay there. So let's hear some acoustic music from Marcus Smith. What you got for us, man?
Cool. So I'm gonna play something old from the days of old. And I'm going to play a cover, and then I'm going to play something new that we've done as a band recently. So I'm going to play Mirrors, which is from the same sort of era. How does it feel when you're down and you need a little closure? You're far between. And tell me, I felt the season. There's no more pain without reason. You're so unsure. You're far between. And there's no lie untold. You know all the feelings unresolved. Will I fight it now? And can I hold it down before I fall back inside the broken mirrors of my mind? Now I'm alone, yeah, there's nothing you need to know. No more closure, I'm far between. I found bottles in the walls, broken mirrors in the walls of my mind. I'm far between. And there's no lie untold. No other feelings unresolved. Can I fight it now? Will look inside. Whoa. The broken mirrors of my mind. The broken mirrors of my mind. Cool.
Hey, that was cool, man. Really good.
Thank you. Okay, so a band that I was really into for a long time that inspired a lot of those early tracks when I was exploring folk music. I really got into Mumford and Sons for a really long time, and it influenced a lot of early stuff. So I'm going to play Winter Winds because I really love this song, and it gave birth to a lot of the songwriting I was exploring at the time.
Cool.
As the winter winds litter London with lonely hearts, oh, the warmth in your eyes swept me into your arms. Was it love or fear of the cold that led us to the night? For every kiss, your beauty trumped my doubt, and my head told my heart, let love grow. But my heart told my head, this time, no, this time, no. We'll be washed and buried one day, my girl. The time that we were given will be left for the world. The flesh that lived and loved will be eaten by plague. So let the memories be good for those who stay. Hey, and my head told my heart, let love grow. But my heart told my head, this time no. Yes, my heart told my head, this time no, this time no. The shame that sent me off from the God that I once loved was the same that sent me into your arms. Oh, and pestilence is one when you are lost and I am gone, and no hope will overcome. And if your strife strikes at your sleep, remember spring swaps snow for leaves. Yeah, you'll be happy and wholesome again when the city clears and the sun ascends. Hey, and my head told my heart, let love grow. Yes, my heart told my head, this time no. And my heart told my head, let love grow. But my heart told my head, this time no, this time no.
Another brilliant rendition, man, and a great influence, Mumford and Sons, huh?
Yeah, I was really into them for a really long time, and just, you know, I'd come from artists, like my favourite for a long time was James Taylor, where we got the Flying Machine's name actually. It was from a lyric in his song Fire and Rain. It refers to his old band, the Flying Machines, and it's something like sweet dreams and flying machines and pieces on the ground, and it referred to the breakup of his old band. And I thought, why waste a good name? So I took Flying Machines. And then I got really into sort of big acousticy stuff and warm folky songs, and led me right to Mumford & Sons.
Well, it is, again, I mentioned earlier about my personal connection to your music taste, and again, Mumford & Sons was definitely a big influence on me.
I picked that up in your band too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we play a few. So much appreciated listening to that. I've never heard anyone cover it before, and it sounds so good. It's coming through really nicely.
So much fun to play.
Well, what else have you got for us to play then, mate? Let's hear another one.
So the last one here I've got is something that was written together as Dead authors. Ben and I penned this one together. We co-wrote a lot of the lyrics together. Ben came up with the chorus hook. We usually finish our sets with it, and it's just a big favourite of ours. So this is a song called Tides. I hope he's listening, so he can sing along if he wants. So this is for you, Ben. This is Tides. Hope I do it right. Tides, we sail sometimes. If dreams could mend, then I'd sleep to no end. I'm overboard, through oceans I've poured. Days when you came, gave time to explain. Between the ocean and the sky, can't seem to find a reason why. And if it takes a little time, I knew the storm will pass me by. Shame aside, and in you I confide. Come save me from this raging maelstrom. Anchors away, wind in the mainsail, set sail. Shadows array, and twilight of their stay. Between the ocean and the sky, can't seem to find a reason why. And if it takes a little time, I know the storm will pass me by. Fate turns the tides, we sail sometimes. If dreams could mend, I'd sleep to no end. Between the ocean and the sky, can't seem to find a reason why. And if it takes a little time, I know the storm will pass me by.
Mate, that's a really nice track. Great chord progression.
Thank you. My lamp turned off. Sorry.
I did notice that. Yeah,
Back.
it was like a bit of a finale, and then the light
yeah,
just slowly
premature, that's
disappeared. Well, yeah. Hello to Ben if he's watching, by the way.
That's Tides. That's coming out on our album. It's been delayed because of lockdowns and the pandemic and such like, So that'll be on the album. That will be out at some point in the future. Yes.
Well, one of my biggest regrets now, listening to more of Dead Authors and certainly hearing you play this evening, is that I've not seen you play live for a long time. So tonight has been a real pleasure. I can't wait to see you at a gig.
it's been so nice to talk to you and to hang out and do this. It's been really special. Thank you.
No, it's definitely a bit of a celebration of everything that you've been doing. And obviously being live has caused a few technical issues tonight, but it sounds fantastic. And I know people at home will be enjoying it too. So thanks to everyone that's been watching.
Yeah.
Marcus, it's been a real pleasure having you on, man.
You
Great
too,
way to
Marcus.
finish
Thank
tonight.
you. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for joining us. What I'm going to do though, before I finish tonight, I'm just going to play perhaps another Dead Authors thing that you just did. Well, certainly a clip of it.
Cool.
It was it's obviously during lockdown because there's lots of different camera positions
Right.
from people's homes. It's only a small clip I'm going to play, but for anybody that's watching at home, see if you can keep an eye on the various different musicians, who we should mention, by the way. We've obviously mentioned Ben. The others are...
So Russell is our drummer. We've got Ben Isle-Moden, our bass player, and our other guitar player, Matt Perkis.
Cool. Okay, well, let's just check out a little bit of spinning. And I want everybody at home to keep an eye on the wardrobe changes, and as well as keep an eye on a particular musician. I found this a bit of fun.
You got me in a spin. You got me in a spin, waiting for you. Yeah, waiting for you. I'm here holding on. I'm here holding on, waiting for you. Yeah, waiting for you. Show me a sign you care. Show me you're fine and well, whatever, I'm there. Yeah, whatever, I'm there. Where did you go this year? Where did you go? I think it must have been fear driving you out of here. Something stirred in me today. Adjust my eyes, give up the gray.
I think everyone will agree watching that at home. That was a fantastic little video.
Yeah, that was Matt with the insatiable dance moves. Incredible.
And anybody that hasn't really known a lot about you in the past, I definitely recommend check out Dead Authors. Have a look through their back catalogue of YouTube videos and check out their Facebook page. And if you get the chance, see them live. I've not, but I can't wait to go and see you guys live. So it's like it'll be a great experience. Marcus, if you can still hear me, thank you very much for joining me once again. And see you again soon, yeah? Yeah, pleasure, man. Bye-bye now. Wow, what an evening that's been. Thank you again for everybody that's watching at home. Remember that we'll be back again next week. We've got another bunch of musicians to bring you, and between now and then we'll obviously be looking at all the tech issues that we come across on these streams. Again, if you want to help, you can actually donate to the cause, the details of which will be available to check out on the stream. Let's remind ourselves of who we've had on the show. So we had Jasmine Seego, as we should be calling her these days. Paul Hunter, fantastic piano performances from him. We had the Wandering Man, Paul Astley, a favourite, I think, from the people that are watching this evening with his harmonica and his performance. We had Rob Abbott. A few technical issues, Rob, but it was a great performance from you. Well done for carrying on like a Trojan. And Andy Osman. Before, of course, seeing Marcus Smith. And thanks again to all of our performers that have performed this evening. And I say we will be back next week with a new bunch. And so I will leave you with this. See you again soon.